Under the golden glow of the Jersey Shore, where waves crash against weathered docks and seagulls call over salt-stained air, lives a man. Hollywood thought it had lost. Joe Pesci. The Oscar-winning legend who once ruled the big screen with sharp wit and fierce intensity has traded red carpets for quiet mornings by the sea. His coastal retreat is not about fame or fortune. It's about peace, reflection, and the simple rhythm of tides that never ask for applause. Welcome to Joe Pesci's Jersey Shore retreat, where the legend lives life on his own terms. The story begins in Newark, New Jersey, in the winter of 1943, not under bright lights, but under the soft glow of a small barbershop lamp. A little boy named Joseph Frank Pesci hums along to the radio while his mother, Maria, cuts hair. His father, Angelo, works nights tending bar. They live simply, without knowing that their son will one day become one of Hollywood's unforgettable faces. By the age of 4, Joe was already performing on local radio shows. At 10, he joined a children's television program called Star Time Kids, learning early how to hold an audience. But the road ahead wasn't easy. Fame didn't come quickly, and he spent years working small jobs and chasing steady paychecks. In the 1960s, he tried singing, releasing a pop album called Little Joe Sure Can Sing, and playing guitar with the band Joey D and the Starlighters. The spotlight flickered but didn't last. "I wasn't chasing stardom," he once said. "I just wanted to work." He found a friend and partner in Frank Vincent, and together they performed comedy in small clubs around New Jersey. The act was simple, funny, and real. Two men making people laugh in tough times. That experience shaped Joe's grit and timing. In 1976, he took a small role in The Death Collector, a low-budget film that hardly anyone saw, except Robert De Niro. De Niro told Martin Scorsese, "You have to see this guy." That moment changed everything. In 1980, Pesci starred in Raging Bull alongside De Niro, giving a fierce, honest performance that earned him an Academy Award nomination. From there, he became a force. Goodfellas, My Cousin Vinny, Home Alone, Casino. He could be funny, dangerous, or deeply human, often all at once. When he won the Oscar for Goodfellas in 1991, his speech was only 6 words. "It was my privilege. Thank you." It was pure Pesci. Short, humble, and unforgettable. But Hollywood's noise grew tiresome. The fame he had once chased was now a burden. "I wanted to live, not perform," he admitted years later. So, in 1999, Joe Pesci did something almost unthinkable. He disappeared. No farewell tour, no press release. He simply walked away. In 2019, he returned for one last role in The Irishman after Scorsese reportedly asked him 50 times it was not a comeback for fame's sake, but for art, a reunion with old friends, a final bow in a story he helped build. His performance was calm, powerful, and full of quiet emotion, the mark of a man who no longer needs to prove anything. And so Joe Pesci's story came full circle, from a boy in a New Jersey barbershop to an artist who learned that silence can speak louder than applause. He found peace not in Hollywood's glare, but in the quiet rhythm of life by the sea. Today, he lives quietly on the Jersey Shore, in a seaside home that mirrors his spirit, calm, humble, and timeless. Let's step inside. Jersey Shore Retreat, a quiet legend by the sea. The drive down Pershing Boulevard feels like entering a secret, where the ocean glimmers through dunes and white fences, and every home whispers a story. At the very end of this peaceful cul-de-sac stands Joe Pesci's beach estate in Lavallette, New Jersey. A sleek, oceanfront sanctuary valued at around $6,500,000, sitting on roughly 7,300 square feet of land. Designed in a modern coastal style, The house stands out with its white stucco facade, wide glass windows, and sweeping terraces that catch the Atlantic light at every hour of the day. Step through the gated entrance, and the first thing that greets you is the calm of the sea air. A narrow pathway leads past manicured hedges and a quiet courtyard dotted with potted palms. The sound of waves replaces city noise, a rhythm that Pesci once described as better than applause. Inside, the main entrance hall opens wide with marble floors and soft cream walls that seem to glow under natural light. A curved staircase rises gently to the upper floor, its brass railing polished to perfection, a subtle nod to old Hollywood glamour. The space is filled with photographs from Pesci's legendary film career, framed casually on the wall like family portraits. Goodfellas, Casino, Home Alone, reminders of a life once lived in front of cameras. The living room stretches toward the ocean, with floor-to-ceiling windows that pull the sea right into the house. White leather sofas face a stone-clad fireplace, and a grand piano sits quietly in the corner, one that Pesci often played late at night. "Music was always my first love," he once said. And here, that love fills the air. Beside it lies the kitchen, a bright, open-plan space with glossy white cabinetry and stainless steel fixtures. The long granite island is both a chef's workspace and a gathering spot for friends, often where Pesci's close circle would share pasta and laughter after a day on the water. Every surface gleams with simplicity and precision, a place designed not for show, but for living. Upstairs, the master suite is the heart of the home, a panoramic room wrapped in a ring of windows overlooking the bay. The brass-framed bed sits at the center like a stage, dressed in dark linen. Nearby, a small table faces the ocean, where Pesci often enjoyed coffee and quiet mornings. On the walls hang sketches and signed portraits from colleagues, Scorsese, De Niro, and others, mementos of deep creative friendships. The private balcony opens to salt air and infinite blue, making it one of the most serene views on the Jersey Shore. The entertainment area below tells a different story. Lively, cinematic, unmistakably Joe Pesci. There's a home theater with plush black recliners, a wet bar lined with vintage spirits, and shelves of vinyl records and scripts. This was the gathering spot for poker nights and movie screenings, moments when Hollywood and the shore met in easy laughter. And then there's the pool, shaped like a butterfly gleaming under the sun, its wings reflecting the sky. Surrounded by white stone tiles and shaded lounge chairs, the pool looks out toward the private dock and the open bay beyond. It's both playful and poetic, a perfect emblem of the man who once ruled the screen and now rules his own peace. Joe Pesci's Jersey Shore retreat is not just a house, it's a portrait of transformation. From the electric noise of Hollywood to the quiet rhythm of the sea. Every corner tells a story of balance, humor, and grace, of a man who found that the best applause comes not from crowds, but from the ocean itself. And when he leaves that windy shore, his story continues in a completely different place. A corner of Los Angeles where Pesci lived during his filming years. A peaceful place nestled between the mountains and the California sunshine. House in Los Angeles. Joe Pesci's Los Angeles hideaway was the place he returned to during the intense years he filmed Raging Bull, Goodfellas, Casino, and Home Alone. Tucked into a quiet California hillside, the house spreads across about 1,450 square feet, resting on land shaped by rocks, roots, and decades of wind. Built in a Spanish cottage style, it carries a mountainside calm that feels far away from studio chaos, even though it sits just minutes from the heart of Los Angeles. The wooden gate opens to a curved outdoor staircase climbing gently toward the front door. Sunlight cuts across each concrete step, leaving warm patches on the cool steel handrail. Pesci often paused here after long filming days, breathing in the smell of earth and eucalyptus, listening to branches whisper above him. To the right, The valley drops open with pine trees, bamboo, and tall palms lining the slope as if welcoming anyone who climbs the stairs. To the left sits the garden and a small spa deck laid with weather-resistant wood. A dark wood jacuzzi rests against a moss-cloaked rock wall where Joe liked to drink his morning coffee and listen to birds hidden in the brush. Inside, the heavy wooden door swings into a bright living room wrapped in windows on 3 sides. Exposed walnut beams stretch across the ceiling, uneven in the charming way old cottages tend to be. A chocolate-brown leather sofa faces the balcony, while a rustic stone fireplace anchors the room. On cold nights after filming Casino, he often lit the fire and flipped through scripts as the valley wind drifted through the glass. The kitchen leans modern, with dark cabinetry, smooth gray countertops, and Viking appliances giving it a clean, professional feel. Daylight pours in through double windows, landing softly on the stone counters. A glass dining table sits beside the balcony door, making every meal feel like eating inside a forest clearing. The primary bedroom is the quiet heart of the house. A wide glass door opens onto a private balcony, where Pesci often reads scripts during filming breaks. He once said this was where he felt most balanced. Morning light, cool air, and a towering eucalyptus tree leaning over the railing like a guardian. The bathrooms are compact but well-designed. One dark with stone tiles and a high-pressure shower, the other bright with a glass tub enclosure and a large mirror widening the space. Step back through the living room and onto the main balcony, and the whole valley opens. 2 loungers face the view, with a small table where Pesci kept a bottle of red wine for weekend sunsets. Farther down the slope is a tiny entertainment corner with a dartboard, a simple place where he played darts with friends from set when filming wrapped, and when standing on the balcony, looking down at the familiar valley where he used to memorize mobile phones and find peace after the most intense roles of his life. Joe Pesci always felt that this was the place that helped him retain his true self in the midst of the Hollywood whirlpool, a small, rustic place, but supporting a whole journey. His house is truly peaceful, isn't it? A small corner in the middle of the hills, but contains the soul of a legend. And now, let's explore the cars that have accompanied Joe Pesci. Car collection. The first car is the Cadillac Fleetwood, carrying a completely different kind of energy, the energy of nostalgia. Joe chose it because it reminded him of the old neighborhood, the long trunks, the bright chrome lines, and the way old American engines used to sound deep, steady, and alive. His first drive was to a family gathering, his cousin in the passenger seat, both of them laughing about childhood memories as the car floated down the road on its classic suspension. Today, well-preserved Fleetwoods still hold strong value because they represent an era that will never return. From that nostalgic strength, the Mercedes-Benz S-Class was the one Joe Pesci chose when he wanted silence, comfort, and a sense of control. He liked the way the 4.0-liter engine settled into a soft the moment he turned the key. His first drive was down the quiet streets of Jersey, heading to a small dinner with an old friend from his early acting days. The leather seats feel warm, the cabin lighting is dimmed just enough, and the ride is smooth. Today it sits in the high-value range, a reflection of its status as one of the most respected luxury sedans ever made. For Joe, it is not the price that matters, but the sense of peace it brings. His cars were more than just means of transportation. They were traces of his life's journey, each holding a story of where he started and what he'd built. And to be able to own what he wants, it is indispensable to have the greatest resource in Joe Pesci's life. The way he builds assets and maintains a stable life after each role and each career turning point, income and net worth. His money story began not with comfort, but with the cheapest contract of his early years. A tiny check he kept in his wallet as proof that someone finally believed in him. It did not change his life, but it started the path that would later lead to $50 million built through grit, timing, and roles only he could play. The real climb began when Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro pulled him into the violent, electric world of Raging Bull. That film was not just a job. It was the spark that opened doors to salaries he had never imagined. Each role after that carried a bigger check, not because of fame, but because studios realized he had something rare. A presence that could control the whole screen: Goodfellas, Casino, Home Alone, My Cousin Vinny, the Lethal Weapon movies. Every one of them added another layer to his income, with performance bonuses and back-end deals that grew as the films exploded in popularity. When he won the Academy Award, his salary changed overnight. Offers doubled. Some scripts came with the promise of profit shares, letting him earn long after filming wrapped. And while money was never the thing he chased, it quietly built the life he has today. A calm, private world far away from the noise of Hollywood. He did not stop at acting. Music brought in smaller but steady checks, the kind that feel personal because they come from something he loves. Image rights, re-releases, and television reruns still send him income today, little reminders that his old work continues to breathe. His investments came later, simple and safe choices: real estate, savings, long-term holdings that kept his fortune stable even when he stepped away from the screen. No flashy businesses, no wild risks. Joe Pesci is not a man who spends to be seen. He spends to live quietly, comfortably, and on his own terms. And looking back on that journey, one realizes that it wasn't money that defined Joe Pesci. It was how he used it, quietly and sincerely, that said the most about him. It was from that solid financial foundation that another part of Joe Pesci gradually emerged, about what he wanted to give back to others. From here, let's explore his charity journey. Philanthropy. One of his most meaningful contributions has been to the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, where over the years he has donated more than $500,000 to music rooms, reading corners, and after-school programs. Many of the children he helped have gone on to join college programs, community theater, or simply live safer lives away from the streets. After Hurricane Sandy hit New Jersey in 2012, the devastation struck him personally. These were neighborhoods he grew up around. Old streets, old faces, places that shaped him. He donated $200,000 to local rebuilding funds and personally helped organize crews to deliver food and supplies. Joe's love for music has also guided his generosity. He has quietly funded $100,000 in scholarships for young jazz musicians in New York, supporting programs that give kids instruments, rehearsal time, and mentors who push them forward. And when Joe looks back on his giving journey, he understands that the most valuable thing is not the money he spent, but the lives he pulled back from dark turns. After his charity stories ended, his personal life opened up with a completely different rhythm: gentle, quiet, and very worldly. Personal life. Joe Pesci's life today is quiet, steady, and built around a small circle of people he trusts. He keeps to himself, living in a routine that suits him: slow mornings, familiar faces, and a pace that feels far from Hollywood. Most days start the same way. He wakes early, makes a simple breakfast, and steps outside just to listen to the morning air. He likes silence now. The older he gets, the more he enjoys the feeling of a day that asks for nothing. Family remains the center of everything. His daughter Tiffany visits often, usually bringing updates about her own world, and those visits always lift him. They talk in the kitchen, walk around the yard, and catch up on the things that truly matter: health, peace, and the people they care about. She is one of the few people who can pull a smile out of him without trying. Their relationship feels calm now, shaped by years of understanding each other without needing many words. His closest friends are mostly people he has known forever, some from the industry and others from life before fame. They are the ones who drop by for coffee, watch old movies with him, or sit on the porch and talk about nothing important. He avoids big gatherings, preferring small nights with one or two trusted friends. People who know the difference between Joe Pesci on a movie screen and the quiet man he is at home. He does not travel much anymore, but once in a while he will take short trips, usually to the East Coast, just to see old neighborhoods, old restaurants, or a familiar stretch of boardwalk that reminds him of where he came from. These trips are never public, never loud, and always quick. He likes to disappear into the background, watch people live their lives, then go home before anyone notices he was there. His hobbies are simple. He enjoys cooking, especially old family recipes. He listens to jazz late at night, sometimes humming along, sometimes just letting it fill the room. And he still picks up his guitar from time to time, not to perform, but because the sound relaxes him. It is something he can do alone, something that feels pure, something that connects him to who he has always been. These days, Joe Pesci lives the way he chooses, quietly, privately, and with just enough distance from the world to keep his peace intact. It is not the life people imagine for a legend, but it is the life that finally feels right for him. If Joe Pesci's story of a quiet life resonates with you, leave a comment to share your feelings. And if you want to continue exploring other Hollywood icons in the most intimate and honest way, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the next journeys.